Yo, what's good, YouTube? Zamcro here, aka Scoot, back with the Pokemon Battle Federation, Season 6, Week number 7, and we're taking on Hilmy, coach of the Wisconsin Weezing. A very cool guy, very good player, brings some heat and stuff. He actually was the player who retired Zamrock from the ITL and Draft League community. Wants no part of Helmy. And let me go ahead and tell you, I've played this guy quite a few times, and I've never beat him in serious sport. You know what I'm saying? I've never beat him in a serious game. I beat him in one game that we both just brought memes to, but that doesn't even count for me. It does not count for me whatsoever. So my opponent has a very awesome squad: Tapu Lele, Excadrill, Tyranitar, Mega Alakazam, Como-O, Heatran, Decidueye, Weezing, Cloyster, and Savali. So, pretty cool squad there, pretty cool squad, no doubt. We have Greninja, Selly, Zard, Clef, Crook, Coon, Delmise, Jolt, Hitmonlee, Swellow, and Mesprat, where we have chose to bring Grin, Selly, Zard, Crook, Coon, and Hitmonlee, making his debut this week. So, pretty hyped there. So my first choice as a Mon was a Choice Scarf Greninja. The reason being is because, like I said, he's got Tapu Lele, Sandrill, Mega Alakazam. So this allows me to outspeed Mega Alakazam and a Sandrush Driller. Now I'm not sure exactly if my speed is just speed creeping an Adamant Driller or a Jolly Driller. I think it's an Adamant Driller. But it may be a Jolly Driller. I'm pretty sure it's Adamant, though. Allows me to outpace Mega Alakazam as well. Let me think for a second. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So, I'm running a physically attacking one this week because the sand actually boosts things like Excadrill and Tyranitar's defense, or special defense, I should say. And Waterfall will just hit a lot harder this week. U-turn actually, since I am a physically offensive Greninja, U-turn's doing a lot to Zam, doing a lot to Lele. It's actually knocks the Zam out, so that's pretty cool. And does decent damage to everything else, so that's pretty cool. Waterfall, Choice Scarf Waterfall can be spammed once the Decidueye goes down. And Como-O to an extent, I guess, and Cloyster, I guess. And for the Tapu Lele, if it's like a Choice Scarf set and he just wants to lead with it, and I lead with my Greninja, I will outpace him and can just throw off a gunk shot and knock that thing out. And last but not least, we have a Spikes here, just in case he leads with something like Heatran or something that's going to be forced to switch out immediately. I can just set up Spikes and not really worry too much. And Spikes will help my team in the sense that his only removal is actually Decidueye and Driller of which has to spin. I do not bring a spin blocker, and Decidueye which has to defog. Both of which do not beat me 1v1, so that I can always scare them out, and then, well, he doesn't know it, but Decidueye would most likely be scared out by Greninja, potentially packing, Ice Beam or Dark Pulse or something like that. There's no way he could run 2 berries. He can't run 2 berries, so I don't think that he would be choosing between the Yachi Berry and the Cobra Berry. I don't think he would. I mean, it's too risky to choose between one and hope that I don't have the other. So I don't see that coming. So yeah, Scarf Grin here is pretty cool. Because it just allows me to outspeed this entire team. Next up, we got Celesteela. Really good Mon this week. It's takes no damage from Lele. It can come in on a Psychic or a Moonblast and proceed to tank a all-out pummeling or a Inferno Overdrive. I don't even think it gets any coverage for that, or like a Gigabolt Havoc or anything like that. Can tank it and proceed to knock out with the Heavy Slam, Lead Seed, and Protect, or just spams against his team. Heavy Slam and Earthquake is basically the only coverage I needed. He does have Galvantula, which I forgot to mention. So Greninja also outpaces that. Can U-turn out? Can potentially get a waterfall flinch on it, turn 1, and just stuff like that. Anyways, Celesteela can take a hit from Galvantula, no problem really, and really just beats down his team. Got the Earthquake there for the Heatran switch. Probably going to be his switch into this bad boy. Otherwise, he doesn't have a switch in. So next up, we have a Mega Charizard X. Oh, normally I don't run Max, but Tapu Lele kind of calls for it. This thing, checks Excadrill anyway without defensive investment, and it checks the Mega Alakazam and the Como-O as well. Defensively, can't do much back to the Como-O, especially if it's like a bulk up set or something. So that's something to look out for. Next up, we got the Charizard X, a Dragon Dance 3-attack set. I really didn't want to run Earthquake, really wanted to run Roost, but I really couldn't afford it. In case you brought the Heatran, I needed the Earthquake. Dragon Claw, Fire Punch is so perfect against this team, really. If you didn't have the Heatran, it would have been a wrap, really. So I run the Max Attack. It's necessary here this week. I need the damage output for the Tyranitar and the Weezing, and I need to be able to knock Lele out in one hit, as well as knock the Tran out with a boosted Earthquake or non-boosted Earthquake. So yeah, that's about it for Zard. It can really just set up and win if conditions are met. Next up, we have Suicune, which is a Calm Mind Rest Talk set with Scald. I felt like the rest of my team could take care of Decidueye, so I didn't need any coverage for it. And really, he has nothing that can beat this. I guess like a Psych Up Mega Alakazam with stored power or something could really beat me down, especially with Psychic Terrain, but it's not something I expect. Like I said, though, Helmy is the Heat Lord, though, and he could definitely bring something to catch me off guard. So this thing can check Driller, checks the Cloyster mostly. Cloyster is checked 100% since I bring the Suicune. And that's basically it. It takes hits from Driller, Tar, Lele, Zam, Como-O, Tran, Silvally, Weezing, but it's mostly, like I said, it prevents me from being 100% swept by Cloyster, and that's why I have the max defense. Next up, we got the Salic Berry Crocodile with a sub bulk up set. So the thought behind this was I can bring this in on something like Decidueye, I can bring it in on something like Excadrill, force something out, force the Tyranitar out, force the Driller out, force the Decidueye out, into something like his only immunity to Earthquake is the Weezing, and his only resist is the Decidueye. So I 100% expect the Weezing to come, since Decidueye is weak to knockoff, and he doesn't have an Earthquake switch in. So my plan was hoping that he brought the Weezing and switches out into it as I set up a sub and proceed to bulk up as he proceeds to not be able to break my sub with my HP investment, especially if he doesn't have anything other than Sludge Wave or Sludge Bomb or whatever. So sub bulk up, and say I get the sub up and I'm able to get a bulk up off, and I stay behind the sub. He brings in the Alakazam because it's the only thing fast enough to outpace me to break my sub. He clicks the Dazzling Gleam or the Focus Blast. I click sub again. He breaks my sub as I set up another sub, and then he breaks my sub as I set up another sub, and then finally he breaks my sub as I set up another sub. But this time my Salic Berry pops. I'm then faster than Mega Alakazam and can proceed to knock it out. I think I'm faster than Mega Alakazam. Did I do my math wrong? 260. Oh, no. No, I was thinking off the top of my head, there's no way that this would outspeed a max speed Mega Alakazam, but I expect his Alakazam to speed creep my Swellow, so my Salic Berry puts me in range to outspeed a Mega Alakazam that is speed creeping a Swellow, but it's by a couple of points, just in case he's speed creeping by an extra couple of points instead of just by 1 point. If he's speed creeping by 3 points, I still outspeed him with my Salic Berry, so really neat. Thought about running the Moxie, but didn't really need it. You know, since I got the bulk up attack boost, I don't think I need a Moxie attack boost, and the Intimidate could help against something like Driller, Tyranitar, and Cloyster even, and Savali and whatnot. So that's the idea behind the Crocodile set. Next up, we have a Hitmonlee here with the Piapa Berry and the Unburden ability with 4 attacks, one being Rapid Spin, so it doesn't really count, but close combat, knockoff, poison jab, only coverage I needed with Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin is there because he does have the ability to set Toxic Spikes, you know, rocks and webs, which is problematic for my team. Rocks and webs are really problematic for my team. Webs will potentially make me lose. So really need Rapid Spin here. Piapa Berry is because he does have the Psychic Terrain with Lele and Mega Alakazam, so I could potentially tank a Psychic. I do have really good SPDF naturally with 80 HP investment, 12 special defense investment, so I am pretty bulky. With the Piapa Berry, I do live any one Psychic type attack, and will get the Unburden boost. So if you look at my speed here, I'm speed creeping a Adamant Excadrill, so that if he does decide to bring Sand and he is faster than me, and say he goes into his, say I set up, say he's got Galvantula in and just set his webs up, he's been broken down to his Sash. I bring in or Hitmonlee's full HP or whatever. Okay, let's say this. Say he's got Tyranitar in, I bring Hitmonlee in, and he knows he can't knock me out, and knows he dies to close combat. So I'm going to click Rapid Spin, predicting him to switch. He sacks off, say, his Galvantula that had been broke down to his Sash. So now Rocks and Webs are gone, and he brings in Mega Alakazam to revenge kill me. The Piapa Berry pops, my Unburden is activated, and I live the Psychic type attack, and revenge kill, or not revenge kill, but proceed to knock out the Mega Alakazam with knockoff. Then I'm faster than his entire team. I have the Unburden boost, and he brings in Tyranitar to set up the Sand, and I knock it out with close combat. And then he brings in the Excadrill, and the Adamant Sandrush Excadrill, and he thinks he's going to revenge kill me, but I'm going to knock that thing out with close combat as well, thanks to my Unburden ability. So that's the idea behind this. I mean, of course, it wouldn't be that situation. I mean, it is a situational thing, but it's not that situational. Like I just explained, like as if that happened in the battle. That what I just explained does not happen in the battle, but it was the idea behind it. So yeah, we can hop into the battle now. Here we are with the replay, and we got a pretty threatening squad lined up across from us with the Galvantula, Mega Alakazam, Tapu Lele, Decidueye, Cloyster, and the Como-O. Really expecting a Galvantula lead with something like Toxic Webs and Thunder and Volt Switch, something along those lines, or Volt Switch and Bug Buzz. Potentially no Toxic, and has Thunderbolt as well to hit Celesteela harder. However, if he doesn't have anything to hit Zard with, then he is 100% setup fodder, and Galvantula doesn't get anything to hit Zard with, so like Toxic would be the only way to prevent me from setting up on it. He hits the Toxic and then tries to Toxic stall me, but he does have the Alakazam, which outspeeds my entire team, except my Scarf Greninja, which is not a bad lead for me. Let's see here. Tapu Lele. I have Celesteela, so Tapu Lele isn't that scary. I have Zard, so Decidueye isn't that scary. I have Suicune, so Cloyster isn't that scary. Como-O is actually pretty scary because I didn't bring my Fairy type, and Celesteela can't do much back to it. So that's a bit scary. Don't want that thing setting up or anything like that. I do have Charizard to, kind of scare it and whatnot. Don't really know what else to talk about, so we'll hop into the replay here. I'm going to leave with Charizard because I do not want him leading with Galvantula and getting like free webs or anything. So yeah, just want to take that thing out immediately. He leads with the Como-O. And at first I was like, okay, maybe this thing's Scarf to catch my Zard off guard if I was to lead with it. But then I was thinking it didn't really make sense to have a Scarf Como-O because I have Celesteela, I have Clefable, Suicune, Greninja. Just be really weird for him to bring a Scarf Como-O. So at this point, I was kind of scared, and I didn't want to go for Dragon Claw. Definitely didn't want to go for Dragon Dance, because if he is like, if he is Scarf and I go for Dragon Dance, then like, what? Nah, I get to outspeed him on the following turn if I live. It's not very likely. And if he goes for Dragon Tail, if he's a defensive set and goes for Dragon Tail, then the Dragon Dance would be very pointless. So I'm just going to click Dragon Claw here. He doesn't have a switch in besides Lele, which doesn't appreciate my Fire Stab. So yeah, just going to click the Dragon Claw here. And it does almost 85%, so really nice there. It goes for the Dragon Tail and it does over half. Here, I'm going to, just click the knockoff. I didn't know if it knocked out the Como-O, but he had a likely switch in being the Decidueye, and if he went hard, like anything else, just getting rid of their item was just nice. I want to calc that real quick and see if like a defensive Como-O can take a knockoff from that range it was at. I think it was at 17% after the Dragon Claw. So we have a defensive Como-O knockoff from I think I'm Jolly, Hitmonlee, Max Attack Jolly. Yeah, see, it wouldn't have been able to knock out. Close Combat would, and Poison Jab maybe would. Let's see. But yeah, Poison Jab is a roll to knock him out. So my best play there was probably Close Combat to guarantee the knockout. He could potentially have gotten Rocks up, and I would have been able to 2-hit KO him, which wouldn't have been bad. Let's see here. Also, I didn't have him having an item. Let's say he's leftovers, and yeah, knockoff still don't knock out though. Okay, so I guess just call it a play then, because I didn't calc. I catch the Decidueye with a knockoff, and now he's forced to switch out again. And instead of clicking the easy Poison Jab here, Poison Jab was definitely my play because it knocks out the Decidueye from that range, and like his only other mons that he would, if he's going to save Decidueye, then the only mon he's actually going to go into is probably Como-O or something that's not going to, it's not going to notice the knockoff that bad or whatever. So yeah, should have definitely clicked Poison Jab there. Could have maybe caught the Lele, as he does go into the Lele, so I would have definitely caught it. As you can see here, he goes straight for the Moonblast, and I leave Hitmonlee in. This is probably one of the worst plays I've ever made. I have Lele, or I have Crook in the back, so Moonblast was more likely than Psychic. And Psychic, like I was looking at it like this, like I have Celesteela. You need to boost your Psychic, like Psychic will do more than Moonblast will. So I thought, knowing that Celesteela was going to come in, he would just click Psychic and get more damage off. But I guess he knew that I could potentially go into Crook too, and Moonblast gets damage on everything, as well as say I switch into a Psychic immunity, Moonblast bops it. So I can see why he made his play. The thought process was, I thought like Lele was so obvious, or like Celesteela was so obvious to switch in here that he wouldn't click like Moonblast, and he would click Psychic just to get the extra damage off that the Psychic Terrain provides. And I built this Hitmonlee thinking like Lele or Alakazam can try to scare me out and I'll stay in, not fearing the Psychic type attack with my Payapa Berry, which would I guarantee live any Psychic type attack even in the terrain. Maybe not Specs. Maybe I should calc that. But yeah, losing Hitmonlee, the reward here was getting rid of Lele and the Psychic Terrain after 4 turns. But the the risk here is losing my rapid spinner. So the reward is not worth the risk. So I should have not stayed in here. However, I do, and he does knock me out. So bringing Celesteela here to just revenge kill this thing. He goes for the Gigavolt Havoc, revealing that he was his Z move. Well, he didn't reveal that when I click knockoff, but here I get the special defense boost. Get rid of the Lele. He brings in the Como O to get his rocks up. I guess he didn't think he'd be able to get them up against anything else. Gives me another special defense boost though, as I take that thing out, and now Galvantula cannot knock me out. Hit him up with the Earthquake here. It does almost half, not quite enough. My opponent can go for Thunderbolt again here, I think, but I don't think it knocked me out, or it was a roll, and just able to click the Earthquake here on the Decidueye. Now I know this thing is going to click Roost and try to take advantage of my Celesteela, so I hard switch into Zard and just click Fire Punch to prevent that thing from being a problem or anything like that. Galvantula sets up webs and lets Charizard claim another kill, and here it kind of looked scary. It looked as if Cloyster plus Alakazam could be really problematic, but the problem with that is that I just have to be careful. As long as I'm careful, I should not lose this match. I have a Suicune that checks this Cloyster, and we'll be able to click Scald twice and knock it out. Potentially once, depending on his investment. But yeah, you can see that he does have a little investment, I think, or my Suicune is just not as invested as I thought. And as you can see here, he cannot two-hit KO me without crits, so I'm able to get rid of that, and now all he has left is an Alakazam. Unless he starts to set up here, which is the reason I sacked something instead of leaving Suicune in. If he was Calm Mind and starts setting up, then it would be problematic, because my Crocodile has enough investment to live a Dazzling Gleam. Not a Focus Blast, but a Dazzling Gleam, no doubt. My Select Berry pops, and I get a critical hit knockoff, which ends up actually not mattering, because my opponent had no investment. He was a max Alakazam, or I'm assuming so, or he might have had special defense investment instead of HP investment. But yeah, he had no defense investment or HP investment, and he said the crit didn't matter. It's right over here. He said it did 110 to 131% guaranteed. So yeah, nice little Salad Berry crit coming through there. Salad Berry didn't even get a chance to show off because of the webs and it being the last mon, but still a cool set, I thought. And yeah, Grim didn't hit the field. Hitmonlee making his debut and got sacked. Kind of bad plays by me, but I don't know. We work around it sometimes. And we have, I think, the shortest battle of the season for our team. I think there was a 6 or 7 turn. Helmy actually had a, I think, 7-turn battle with Cloyster where he set up a Shell Smash, and then the following 6 turns were him killing something. So yeah, anyways, good game to him, and leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Let me know what you thought about the prep and whatnot, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.